Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Well, the man's right. I am Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician, a real doctor. Not some love doctor. Not some BS love doctor. You know, I did see something in the newspaper, though, that called you a, love shrink or some kind of crap like that.
When?
I guess like a couple of days ago. I didn't want to say anything because it would upset you and because I forgot about it. Let me give you the phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Faxes coming our way, 310-854-4455. Tonight we have Judy Gold. She's this huge stand-up comedian. She's like 6'3". She just did Comic Relief. She's up for Best Female Comedian at the American Comedy Awards, which really should be a funny show. Because if you can't make a show called the American Comedy Awards funny, I mean, if you can't get a few laughs in on that.
Is it funny?
It's coming on like NBC or ABC or CBS or something like that in the next, this month, actually, I think, or next month, February. But I'm sure it won't be funny, and that's the irony of life and television. You want to get to the phones, Doc?
Yeah, let's go.
Did I cover everything?
No, I'm ready.
Richie Sambor is not going to be here. I don't know what happened to him. I think he was in the plane with Buddy Holly, and tragedy struck. But we're not going to bag on him because he may be in again, or he may send his wife in. Let's talk to Shauna. Shauna, you're on Loveline.
Hello, Dr. Drew and Adam.
Hi.
Shauna?
My problem is me and my fiance has been together for 3 years. The first couple of months, sex was all the time, every day.
Oh, sure.
And then it kind of died off, and I guess one of the reasons would be why, because I got pregnant, and I had the baby, and everything was fine. But then after too much longer, everything just went downhill. I was lucky. It's just then it was twice a week, and then it was once a week, and now I'm lucky if I get once a week.
How old is the baby?
She'll be 2 in February.
Have you confronted your boyfriend about this? Or it's your fiance, right?
Yes, every day.
You confront him every day?
Just about.
And what does he say?
That's going to work.
I know. I mean, he works and everything. That's one of his excuses, or he's tired, or it's just excuses and that.
Shauna, let me tell you something about guys and sexual excuses. And this is serious. And Drew, I know sex isn't something you're real familiar with, but you can back me up here on this one.
I might.
If a guy wants to have sex, he is going to have sex. He's going to have sex with his foot in a bear trap with a beehive lodged on his skull. He is going to have sex. He's going to have sex. If he walked through the desert for 40 years like the Jews, he would have sex when he got to the first oasis if he wanted to have sex. That's how guys are. So that whole, I've been working real hard, or I drank too much coffee, or they switched the Simpsons to earlier time slot and I can't get my bearings right. It's all BS.
So what is it?
What is it? It's an emotional thing.
Could it be, I don't know if there's a difference, there's a big age difference. I'm 21 and he's 33.
And how long has he been your fiancé? I mean, how long have you guys been engaged?
He proposed to me whenever I gave birth.
Well,
whenever you gave birth?
Yes.
You mean
each and every time?
What do you mean each and every time?
Well, whenever, he proposed to you when he found out you were pregnant?
He proposed to me in the labor and delivery room.
Oh, for God's sake.
Hoping you wouldn't remember?
I just wanted to put it off because I didn't want to jump. I've already been married once. I was married when I was 16.
Oh, my God.
And, and that was a big abusive relationship. He does not abuse me, but
But he abuses you through not having any contact with you.
Right. And
so it sounds emotionally unavailable to you.
Right. It's frustrating because, it'd be different if that was the way it started.
Right. This guy's a turncoat.
Well, I don't know that we can solve anything on the radio in just a couple of minutes. It sounds like there's something. There's obviously something changed in the relationship. There probably is something wrong in the relationship. It sounds like the primary problem is within him, that he has some change of feelings or something he's withholding from you that would, if he would at least begin to tell you what was going on, to help you understand why the intensity of the physical relationship has changed so much.
It's really aggravating because he's on me every day.
Well,
he wants to have another baby, or he wants to get married, or.
Well, maybe that's what the problem is.
Does he want to get married and you don't want to get married?
I want to wait. Because
You want to wait until you have a litter?
No, I want to wait because the first, things can change. Everything's good in the beginning, and marriage seems to change.
Okay,
so you're worried that he could be abusive too.
Well, no, she's making sense. This guy's turned into a jackass, and she doesn't want to marry this guy now. But, I mean, it's time to crap or get off the pot. I mean, either you two got to go to work on this relationship or you just have to move on. Am I right, Drew?
I agree.
So
all right?
But it's just that, you know, he's a real good guy. I mean, he's good.
It sounds like you ought to work on this relationship, but you got to do something, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
And don't just keep coming at it from a sexual standpoint. Guys don't understand that. Jason.
Yeah.
What's going on? You're on Loveline.
Hey, what's up? All right. I was just, like, talking to my sister's boyfriend today, and we were, like, talking about AIDS.
Yeah?
And they said, this is for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
And they said something like, basically, people that do it up the butt have better chances of getting it through intercourse. Is that true?
Well, I think you misinterpret something that was said.
Yeah, I think there's like an and or an if or a with.
That's missing.
Like some kind of connecting word that you may have left out.
Conjunction, junction.
What's your function?
The thing is, it's like, supposedly it's a proven fact that people get AIDS more up the butt than they do in intercourse, and I was just wondering.
That is true. That is true. That it's more easily contractable through that kind of contact.
Is that because of the tissue and all that?
That's because of the tissue. It's an absorptive area, and there also is a fair amount of trauma to that area during that kind of an act, and it causes bleeding potentially, and it's just an area that's much more likely to be penetrated by the virus.
So basically, if you're having sex with someone, you can still get it, but not as much as...
It's more contagious, more apt to cause transmission through... If the receptive partner in anal intercourse is the most contagious partner.
Really?
Yeah.
And you have any numbers? I mean, because
No.
I know they give numbers.
Oh, you know,
I
I actually brought the article tonight about the breast cancer and the abortion thing, and I had misread it a little bit. It's that therapeutic abortions, you know, when people go get an abortion, have a slight increased risk of breast cancer.
Right.
But even miscarriages have a slight increased risk, just not as much of a risk as abortions. I'll bring it in later.
All right.
Fascinating.
Well,
huh?
yeah. We're all on the edge of our seats. Christian.
Hey guys.
Hey.
I have a question, two questions. First one for Dr. Drew, and then the rest for everybody.
All right.
Okay, I guess that'd be me.
Why don't you start with everybody? Just give them a break.
Let's start with everyone.
Okay, the everyone question is, I have a problem with taking too long to ejaculate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who's that a problem for?
Well, I mean,
The guy lives under you?
They get tired. They get tired of, it's like, will you hurry up now,
Yeah. See, that's not a good idea, ladies. Because it's a very emotional, psychological thing, the whole orgasm for a man. As much as we'd like to turn it into just a mechanical thing, a man has to concentrate.
Are there any tricks to make it happen a little more quickly?
Make sure you're with somebody you care about and you're relaxed.
That wasn't going to be my answer.
What was your answer going to be?
My answer is, do you have a technique when you masturbate?
Oh, for Christ's sake.
No,
when
please.
I masturbate?
Yeah.
Please. Oh,
no,
please. That's
no,
right.
I'm serious here. Do you have a certain position you like?
Yeah, I suppose.
You know what I mean? I mean, you lie on your back. Do you lock your legs out?
I kind of stand up, brace myself.
All right. So, and you can pull a couple off in like 5 minutes. Am I right?
20.
You can pull 20 off in 5 minutes?
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Oh, I was going to say, because we're going to have to alert the authorities there. All right. Well, the point is get into that kind of position. And this is the saddest thing in the world. I'm telling you to pretend like you're masturbating when you're with a woman, but get into the position that you're comfortable having the orgasm in, and do that when you're having sex.
Well, that might make some sense there.
I know it sounds kind of retarded, ass backwards, and convoluted, but it makes sense, doesn't it, Drew? Your penis doesn't know it's having sex. Does it, Drew?
Do I have to sit through this?
Yes, you do. All right, give it a try. Call us back tomorrow. Tell me if it worked.
Okay, the other question.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
The more important question.
Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
I was diagnosed with herpes, simplex 1 and 2, about 4 months ago.
Where is it?
Pardon?
Where do you have it?
Oh, on my penis.
Mm-hmm.
And among the piles of literature they gave me was something saying that they generally last for about 2 weeks, a sore each episode.
The recurrences.
Right. Well, mine's been here for 4 months, and I was starting to get kind of worried about that.
Well, two things about that. One is you should have somebody else look at it to reconsider the diagnosis, number one. because that's awfully unusual for the primary infection to be persistent like that. But number two, there is such a thing as frequently recurrent herpes where it just keeps coming back and coming back and coming back. And you might, if that's indeed what you were to have had, we might consider putting you on something called suppressive therapy, which is round the clock. I mean, year-round.
You get hit with a ruler every time you have an outbreak. Am I right, Drew?
A reed.
We'll beat those herpetic sores right off of you.
But listen, news, folks. They just recently approved the second drug ever for the treatment of herpes. It's called Famvir. Now, people have a choice, not just Zovirax. They can use Famvir now.
Is it better?
As effective, a little shorter course, that sort of thing.
No, Zovirax, I heard that you could only use that at the beginning of the first episode. And since
No, that's not true. And the Famvir, you only take it for 5 days for the recurrent episodes, and it's in a pretty low dose, so check it out, okay?
Is there any potential
I actually have some serious doubts that that's what you have.
that I have herpes at all?
I have doubts. If you have a persistent lesion 4 months, it just doesn't make sense to me. That's why I'm suggesting you have it re-evaluated.
Okay.
All right, Christian. Go
right.
evaluate yourself, or reevaluate yourself, as Drew would say. Drew, what percentage of the population has herpes? Some form of herpes?
You know,
like everybody now?
Everybody.
Really?
No, I mean,
you're saying one of us has it?
That both of us have it.
Really?
And that in urban populations, it depends what groups have been studied, but in urban populations, some studies have approached like 30%. I mean, it's very, very common in young, sexually active urban groups.
Jeez, the world's coming to an end. Nick!
Yo.
What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
You're on Loveline.
I got a big problem with this chick I met on the internet.
Well, that's the problem. She's big.
Well, yeah, she is pretty big, man. She's got a full keg beer belly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because she's just sitting there snacking and talking to you all day long.
No, not quite. She's got a job. I mean, everything is cool. You know, she's got the job. She's got the house. Just bought a brand new house and everything. Got a bad little car and loves me to death. And the problem is she wants me to go down on her all the time.
You mean like even when you're at the mall and stuff?
Well, when we get in a little private area.
Oh, I see.
Like that. But she doesn't bathe down there, man. It's got some serious odor.
Well, look,
I tell you got to have a lot of gumption. I guess I was going to say balls, but she wouldn't have that. But girls can have gumption to not bathe and then force some poor guy's nappy head down there every 5 minutes. But Drew's going to say she could have a problem. She could have a medical problem.
Right, she could have an infection. I mean, you ought to take it from that advantage and see if she'll go get checked and get cultured and get some treatment for that. Because there are treatments.
True, I've heard about them.
Nick, just have a real. I mean, if you're having an open relationship with somebody you're that physically intimate with, for God's sakes, you know.
Well, it's not. I'm more physically than I am emotionally because lately, just the sight of her, man, just loses the erection.
Well, what does she say? Like, how does she say it?
Just, you know, real sexy, pillow talking, whispering in my ear and everything. You know, I want you to go down on me.
And does she take care of you?
Lately she hasn't. Before she was.
So this is this is lose-lose for you.
Well, yeah, because I mean, before I even get involved with it, you know, I'm walking to her shower. Hey, I'm gonna take a shower. Are you gonna join me?
Hey, let me tell you a tip, Nick. I got turned on to by the sports guy here at the local station. You ever dump the talc down the shorts before you head out on like a hot day?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, every now and then, yeah.
Yeah, I do it now. I'm going through like a big vat of this stuff every week. I just take this thing and I just dump a whole bunch of it down the underwear.
You're so enamored with that. Where the hell did that come from? What does that have to do with what this guy's talking about?
We're on the subject of freshness, and you know I like to be as fresh as I can be. And Nick,
yeah,
you seem like a guy who likes to be fresh.
I am very self-conscious about my bodily odor.
Right, you take care of stuff.
Right.
Because, you know, you're human. You can work stuff up down there.
Right, exactly.
Wherever.
After working 9 hours in the office, you're sitting on it all day.
Right. Well, some of us aren't that lucky, Nick.
All right. Well, she needs to be checked out to make sure it's not an infection, right?
The problem I'm running into now is trying to figure out how to just pull the plug on it.
Oh, you don't like her. That's the bottom line. If you really liked her, but you'd actually be concerned about her.
Well, I am. I mean, I'm trying to.
I am, but first I got to pull the
Nick,
plug.
you could give a rat's hiney about this girl. The first thing you mentioned was her house. The second thing you mentioned was her car. The third thing you mentioned was her crotch. Now, you got your priorities all screwed up, Nick. Nick, you don't care about her, so break up with her and let her and her stinky foo-foo move on to the next victim. All right?
All right.
All right. See, that was easy, Drew. Greta,
Yeah.
you're on Loveline. Hi.
Hi, Adam. Hi, Drew.
Hi.
I have a question. I have a friend who recently started dating an older man, and I just found out today that he was married. And I don't know how to
I always
tell
have
my
to.
friend.
I always have to diagram these. They kind of.
Yeah, no, I got
Challenge
it.
my-
It's a third-party one, which we normally frown upon here at Loveline, but this sounds legitimate.
Wait.
Greta's friend
Oh, I
is
see.
dating a guy, and she found out the guy's married.
Yeah.
Does the friend know?
No.
How did you find out?
Well, I saw him with this older woman, and he's a person I know from work, and I asked somebody else from work. I was like, "Who is that woman?" Because they were like holding hands, and they're like, "She's his wife. Didn't you know he was married?" And I was like, "No."
So you want to know whether to tell your friend?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she seems pretty into him, and I think we've been having some problems lately, and I feel like if I tell her, then she's gonna be like, "You're just lying to me."
What is the
and,
nature of your problems with your friend?
different other things, like just friend things. Like I don't feel like I can trust her very much. And
How come?
Had sex with your boyfriend, didn't she?
No. She just like breaks dates. Or, like we'll make plans, and she'll just like.
She's one of these people that can't say no to anybody.
Girls
right?
care about that stuff, which I
Right.
always I'm infinitely fascinated by, because if a guy, first off, I don't call it a date. And if a guy
with a guy,
yeah, with a guy, and if I made plans to do something with you on this Saturday night, and you said you're going to be over at 9:00, and you called me from your car phone at like 8:58 and said, "Hey Adam, screw you, I'm not coming over," I'd go, "Great, I get to watch TV."
Okay.
But women get pissed off at that kind of activity.
Well, I mean, I make appointments with her, and I have
Appointments,
to
dates. What is she? Your dental hygienist or your friend?
No, she's my friend.
Well, what is this appointments and dates stuff?
Whatever. I mean,
all right,
like,
semantics.
I don't really think that's the problem. That's not. I'm just concerned about what I can say to her.
You have to tell her. You're in kind of a no-win situation in that if you don't tell her, but she ever finds out that you knew, she's going to be really upset with you.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do tell her, you're going to be the initial focus of her discomfort.
And this guy's quite a bit older than she?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she probably has an inkling something's going on. Don't you think?
Yeah, who knows?
No, I don't really think she has any idea. She thinks she's just the greatest thing.
Could you confront the male friend and prevail upon him to talk to her?
Well, that's a thought.
Oh, that sounds hairy, though, Drew. I mean, that would take a lot of guts.
Greta,
wouldn't it?
What do you think?
No, well, I mean, I think he's a jerk. So,
Hey,
I mean,
he
I
is.
would be definitely willing.
Greta, what's your friend's name?
Laura.
Laura. How about we call Laura? Yes. Yes, with our help, not only can we alert her to the fact that she's dating a married man, but I think we can patch up the severed relationship that you guys had.
Well, I don't have her number memorized. I just don't have it with me.
Well, all right. Why don't you check your little appointment book over there?
I'm in my car.
Everybody's got a good excuse these days. When are you getting home?
Excuse me?
When are you going to be home?
In about a half hour.
All right. Can you speed? Can you go dangerously fast and get home and get us his phone number? And we're going to call Laura, and we're gonna drop the bomb on her.
Are you completely serious about this?
I'm totally serious.
I don't know if that's such a good idea. I think she's
Of course, it's an ill-fated plan. I mean, there's no doubt about that, Greta. But the point is by the time it's done, I guarantee you'll be crying. I'll be crying, Drew will be crying, and the producer will be crying because it was a 15-minute phone call, and everything will be better.
It'll just be a scene.
We will make it better, and we will finish it all tonight. You know what I'm saying? It'll be done tonight, and you will sleep like a baby.
I don't know.
Yes, the answer is yes, Greta. We're going to put you on hold, and we're going to be back after this. We're back. We got more Loveline. The phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. The fax number, 310-854-4455. I'm Adam Carolla. That's Dr. Drew. We have Judy Gold coming in here. God knows when, but I hope it's soon. She's a comic. She's up for Best Female Comedian at the American Comedy Awards. She did the Comic Relief, which I'm not so sure about anymore. I don't know. You a big fan of the Comic Relief?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
You haven't seen Whoopi Goldberg, Robin Williams?
I've never watched one.
The other guy's not that fun?
Never watched it.
All right. Justin.
Hi.
You're on Loveline.
Cool. Hi.
Cool.
Hey.
Hey.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For either of you. Well, I've heard Dr. Drew say that when you're having sex, that if you, pull out, it's not good birth control or anything?
That's correct.
Well, I was wondering, if you, ejaculate inside the girl, is that,
That's really not good birth control.
Well, I mean, do you have more of a chance?
Yes, you do.
Justin.
What?
Justin.
What?
What happened to you?
What do you mean?
Did someone hit you with the snow shovel?
No,
what are you asking?
Well, because Dr. Drew said that, and I was thinking,
I said what? I said I just said that the pull out and the rhythm and all that stuff is not birth control. It's not.
Right, but it's safer than if you ejaculate inside, right?
It's safer than that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you jump off a tall bridge, it's not as bad as jumping off a short bridge. Okay? I mean, it's still a potential for pregnancy.
Wait a minute. I think jumping off a tall bridge is actually worse than jumping off a short bridge.
But that, whatever.
But I know your point.
I wasn't listening to what I said, but
no one else was either. But
good.
I was, Drew. I want you to know that.
I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you.
So Justin,
yeah,
you got it down.
It's also, don't forget, safe sex is a critical issue here, right? So a condom should be part of your
part of your everyday wardrobe.
Right.
Justin, so you understand how it works now. You put your penis inside a woman, you ejaculate, and then she becomes pregnant, right?
Yeah.
We good with that?
Uh-huh.
You know what, Justin?
Yeah?
Your folks never signed that note that the health class sent home with you, did they?
What note was that?
The note that said Justin can be here when we're talking about sex.
Oh, no, they didn't, want me to know anything about it.
Right. Good job. Jehovah's Witnesses?
No.
Do you say Jehovah's Witnesses, or do you say Jehovah's Witness?
I don't know.
What's the plural of Jehovah's Witness?
Yes.
That's a pretty good question.
But Justin, we interestingly had a call last night where somebody was advocating or suggesting that the probability with the pre-ejaculate causing pregnancy would be 0, and I disagree with that. I mean, at one time, I'd read some stuff that was trying to prove that it was more likely to cause a pregnancy, which I don't think is actually the case.
Well, I heard it was the same as a condom.
Oh, Justin, who's listening to you? You have no idea how the reproduction system. You think the stork drops kids off?
I would not. No, I would consider that a non-birth control.
Pulling out.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. Hey, can I say one thing real quick here?
Yeah.
I just now that I'm on the air, I want to tell my girlfriend Sarah that I love her.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry you love her too. Boy, was Justin thick. All right, I want to make fun of any more listeners. James.
Hello, guys.
Hey.
I've been trying to get a hold of you guys for a couple of months.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
I hope.
I've been really busy lately.
What's going on?
Not a lot. Just sitting here freezing my butt off in Chicago.
Ooh, it's cold tonight, huh?
Man, it's ice cold out here.
Wow. What's going on?
My question is for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Doc, hopefully I'll be going into the Navy soon.
Yeah.
Thing is I've just kicked a 10-year habit.
What drug?
Heroin.
How'd you do it?
I shot it.
How did you kick the habit?
Oh, how'd I do it?
Yeah.
How'd I kick the habit?
Yeah.
Methadone. Just recently, I've just did it cold turkey. I mean, I was on and off. It got to the point to where.
Are you involved in NA?
No, I'm not.
You will go back to that drug as sure as I'm sitting here, if you don't get involved in some kind of treatment. Okay.
How old are you, James?
I'm 33 years old.
Let me give you a piece of data, okay? And I want you to take this very seriously. Heroin addicts that are not meaningfully involved in recovery, meaning actively involved in something like Narcotics Anonymous, or if you choose Alcoholics Anonymous, some 12-step program. Heroin addicts in their 30s, if they are not actively involved in a program like that, have essentially a 0 probability of living until 50.
Have a 0 probability of what?
Living until 50.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The reason being is that there's a 100% probability you'll go back to heroin, and that disease will progress, and that's a fatal disease.
And you mix that in, you factor that in with shipping off to Bosnia, and you have less than a 0 probability.
He'll be shipping off to Thailand or something, where this stuff will be around him.
Right. Well, okay. Well, see, guys. Okay, that I'm not really too much worried about. And I can understand your concern about that.
Listen, it's not my concern. It is the statistics and the facts. So just you take them as you please. All right.
And I agree with you. The only thing I'm asking you is, or actually my question is how long does the substance stay in your stream?
In the urine?
Or blood?
About 2 days.
2 days, that's it?
How long ago were you on methadone?
Months ago.
Yeah, that can stay in longer, but that would be definitely out also.
The last time I did heroin was 7 days ago.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It can be in your hair still, and sometimes they trick you into a hair analysis.
That's not why they call it heroin, though, is it?
No, that's not why they call it heroin.
All right, because I know a lot of our listeners were thinking about that.
More opiates in your hair. No, but they'll do a urine test, and it won't be there. Okay?
So it only takes how long?
A couple days.
Yeah, but Jason, it sounds to me like you got some kind of blood or urine test coming up that involves your enlistment, and you're figuring out when to set down the rig.
Well,
is that right?
You know what?
Am I onto your scheme?
You know what? Here's the deal. My birthday was in January. I said, well, I'm going to cut it out in January. Well, what happened was I didn't do it. Okay? Now, this is February. I've been clean for 7 days. All I need is a structured environment. I need
James.
No. Let me tell you something. You'll be
kicking my ass every day.
You'll be. You kidding? The military? Are you kidding? You'll be smoking hash out of a human skull 2 days into boot camp. Are you nuts?
Well, that's one thing I don't do. I'm not into the kind of.
But James, I agree with you. You need the structure, and that kind of instinct is a good one. But to do just the structure is not going to be adequate for you. I'm sorry. But you gotta, talk to. If you get in the military, maybe you got to talk to some of the psychiatric staff, and they can get you hooked into a.
Drew.
Yeah.
When I was in methadone.
Yeah.
Occasionally you have to, pee in the cup.
Yeah.
And it seems to me that, all those days when I was dirty. Yeah. That they were longer than 2 days, and they still showed up.
Well, you were high as a kite.
You probably weren't. I could imagine 4 days, even 5 days, but that's it. That's it.
So, but
James.
Yes, sir.
James, we cannot chronicle your entire addiction here on Loveline.
Sure.
We care about you. Get some help. Go to NA. Don't look to Uncle Sam as the answer.
Get an HIV, too.
All right?
I already got it.
Good.
All right. Take care, James.
Bye,
all right. Take care.
Oh, man. James had this strategy all worked out, which is I'm obsessing on my girlfriend too much, so I'm going to ram a number 2 pencil into my Achilles heel, and that way all my focus will go onto my left foot.
Right, and heroin addicts are just so typical for that kind of rigid denial, where they're going to figure it out, and they got under control, and they're going to do it their way, and it's a disaster whenever they're in that kind of mode.
It's going to be kind of cool being the oldest guy in the barracks. I'm telling you, there's a series here. Private Junkie. All right, we're going to get letters, but it could be a series.
Like a nice guy.
What's Bob Denver doing? We got to dust him off. Amy.
Hello.
Hey, you're on Loveline.
Great.
Great.
I have 2 questions. The first one has to do with multiple orgasms.
Oh, I'm your man.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
I'll be getting some coffee.
Okay, usually when I have an orgasm, I get muscle contractions in my vagina after I come.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if each one of those contractions is its own orgasm.
If I was with you, I would count them. Each is 2, actually.
Just 2? I usually get 5 or 6.
Well, no, 5 or 6 would be 10 or 12.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I got a whole sliding scale here, baby.
Uh-oh.
So, what the hell do we know if each one is an orgasm? Drew, do you have any way of knowing that?
Drew say.
Drew?
Do you have... I don't want to answer.
Oh, does it feel good each? No, I don't think you could.
Yeah, it feels great.
But then do you have a refractory phase after 4 or 5?
I'm sorry?
You have a period after 4 or 5 of them where you can't do anything more for a while?
Yeah, can't touch anything.
Okay. The series you have in a row is a single event.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're calling the cluster gam a single organism? Orgasm?
Yeah.
Really? Ann, can you hear me?
Yeah.
And what do you think? Do you think she's having 5 or 6, or are you just going to
I know
count
what
it as
she's
one?
talking about. What it is just a spasm afterwards.
Right.
That your body's reacting what it just went through. But it's not an orgasm.
Right. The spasm that causes the muscles in there to contract and the right arm to come up and smack the guy and push him away. Is that what we're talking about?
Very good. What?
Get off me, you stinking hairy beast.
I'm done.
I'm done with you. You're going out with the bathwater. Amy.
Yes?
You have another question I can help you with?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm wondering, what is the name for vaginal fluid? Is it just vaginal fluid, or is there a clinical name for it, like semen?
Vag-Aid?
I don't think so. What is it?
Drew has such a puss on at this point.
What's wrong
Come on, prissy boy.
I'm not aware of any. I'm sure there is something, but I'm not aware of a special name. I mean, there's different glands that emit different secretions, and it's just called secretion.
Clam vago?
Why do you guys get a name for yours? We don't get a name for ours.
Well, Ann, you can name it tonight.
And what is it?
I don't know.
What do you want to call it?
I want a really cool
hey,
name.
how about we call it holy water?
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds good.
All right, we'll be back with more names for vaginal fluid after this. Yes, the show you're listening to currently is called Loveline. The voice you're listening to is the voice of Adam Carolla. The man behind the disgusted puss is that of Dr. Drew, who's a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist. The phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. Fax is coming our way, 310-854-4455. And now it's time to go back to the phones. Al!
Hi, Drew and Adam.
Yeah?
I have a question for you.
Yeah?
I want to know why I get a hard-on when I hold my girlfriend's hand in the mall, or get aroused easily. Why I get aroused easily when I sit next to her at her couch in her house, or I just can't figure it out.
How old a guy are you, Al?
I'm 27.
27?
Yeah.
Drew's shaking his head. It's either Michael Jackson or you're not 27.
Yeah.
When were you born, Al?
68.
Okay. No, he's right. All right, I'm buying it. I'm buying it because he went with the 68.
He's laughing.
And I want to know what.
He's laughing. Forget it. Get him out of here.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right. Drew says bye. Drew, blame it on Drew. Another good series. Wait a minute. Now there's a series. Blame it on Drew. Mike.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hey, Dr. Drew. Hey, Adam.
Mike,
Hey, Mike.
how old are you, Mike?
I'm 15.
Honestly?
Yeah.
All right.
What year were you born? Just because it's going to be bizarre.
80.
1980.
Yep.
1980.
Mm-hmm.
I had pubic hair in 1980.
I was going to medical school.
I was too, to solve my pubic hair problem. Mike,
Yeah.
what's the problem?
All right. Well, a couple of days ago, this girl, she asked me out, and I didn't think she was, like, ugly or anything, so I, like, sort of liked her. And, so
You're
I
pretty
said yes.
discriminating, aren't you, Mike?
Huh?
She wasn't ugly, so you sort of liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I said yes. And a couple of days ago, we were, like, talking, and then she told me, like, her life story and everything, and she's had, like, a pretty screwed up life.
What kind of stuff?
Like, when she was younger, she, like, ran away from home, and, she was, like, doing all kinds of drugs, like heroin and crack and all that.
Wow.
kind of
How old is she?
right now?
When she was doing all... Oh, yeah, now.
She's 15 right now.
Oh, my goodness. Tough.
Yeah, and, I didn't know this, and now that I do, it's, like, kind of turning me off. So, like, every time I see her and talk to her, and every time she touches me, it just makes me want to gag.
Huh.
I don't know, and I just don't know what to do.
Now, this is an interesting point,
Yeah,
Mike, and
yeah.
you're mature, well beyond your years.
Yeah.
Because what do you do? I mean, this is someone who obviously was victimized.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like at 12 she took off to join the circus or something.
No.
I mean, she had things done wrong to her.
Right, and young people that leave home and stay away,
it's their parents' fault.
It's almost without exception serious abuse.
Yeah, but she's all right now.
Well,
right, she's functional now.
Yeah.
She has a good story now, and she seems all right now. But so what do? Mike's a compassionate guy. Do you take this person and you go, Jesus, you've had a tough life. Let me come in and let me help you now.
Let me rescue you.
Let me rescue. Well, not rescue, but I'm saying Mike's too young to be too screwed up.
Right.
You're not that screwed up, are you, Mike?
No, I'm not.
He wouldn't want to rescue someone, what you're saying.
The sad thing is you have to be kind of screwed up to want to help these days. But what I'm saying is he's a compassionate guy.
Right, he's sensitive.
But he also knows she's coming with a duffel bag full of neuroses.
Right.
So what does he do? Does he just say, nip it in the bud, I'm not going to do it, or does he reach out to her?
I don't have an answer, because the instinct of wanting to get away is actually a sound one. On the other hand, as a human being, you feel really compassionate, I'm sure. At least I would feel terrible for somebody that's been through this sort of thing. It's almost as though you have to, for a 15-year-old, though, can you imagine what he could get sucked into? I mean, if you were older, the thing to do would be able to sort of set a boundary, maintain a friendship, and be
Put
supportive.
Like a velvet rope around your penis and say you can't
don't have a physical relationship, and just try to help the person as best.
Well,
you can.
he could be friends with her now. Mike.
Yeah.
Seeing as how you want to gag when she's around you, I'm guessing that sexually she's probably not a big turn on for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, good. Mike sounds like kind of a healthy guy.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should have some sort of Mike Award or something, some plaque named after Mike. Mike.
Yeah.
I think you should be honest with her. Not too brutally honest. Don't make her feel like damaged goods.
Yeah.
But say to her, you're not ready for a relationship right now. You're young, you want to check out life a little more before you get involved, but you'd love to be your friend.
There you go.
You'd love to help out.
Yeah.
If she needs a shoulder to cry on or a sympathetic ear to talk into, it'll be yours.
All right.
All right, Mike?
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
All right. And then
what's gonna
later
happen,
he can get her drunk and have sex with her. That's what's going to happen. Is that what
cut
you're
it
going
out.
to say?
He's 15. What's going to happen is she's going to start focusing on him when she realizes she can't have him. She's going to feel rejected, and she's going to start reeling him in.
That's why I never got an ounce in high school. Because I couldn't reject anybody.
Right.
I was like, come on, bring it on, baby. Come on. I was like panhandling for sex. I was like one of these guys out front of the market with the cup and the shaky arm and the tattered windbreaker going, could I have some? And sometimes they'd be nice to say, I'll get you on the way out or something like that. But that was my problem. I needed to be aloof. I needed to say, no, I don't need you in your sex. And Mike, he's going to get more because of this.
That's not the issue. You're debasing the point that this girl is going to have difficulty being close and then being away. So she's close enough to the guy that she opened up to him. He's going to try to pull away now, and she's not going to let him.
No, I'm thinking she's a woman, and when you tell a woman,
she's 15.
No,
she's 15, and she's been through hell.
Yeah, I know. I feel sorry for her, and that's why I was giving that advice. But I'm saying I bet she's screwed up to the point where if he says, I just want to be friends, that is going to attract her to him in a physical way.
It's going to attract her in any way, so she may resort to that kind of stuff.
All right. We'll agree to disagree, Drew. Julia.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a question. It's a clinical question.
Where are you from, Julia?
Where am I from?
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Oh.
I'm visiting a friend.
Oh, you little belle, you.
Where are you calling from?
Tucson.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hypothetical situation that I've been curious about. Cold sores on the mouth. I'm not sure what type of herpes those are. It's a simplex 1 or 3 or something?
There's different kinds.
Okay. If someone had a cold sore on the outside of their mouth and they were to engage in oral sex,
yes,
is it possible to transmit that disease?
Absolutely.
What do you think?
Yes, that's correct. You can.
Of course it is.
Yeah. That's why you got to use dental dams and all that kind of stuff to prevent those sorts of things from going back.
No, I don't advocate that. If you got to use a dental dam, just stay home.
I don't know what that is.
Dental dam is a piece of. We haven't brought this up in quite some time. It's a piece of Saran wrap.
Latex.
A sheet
of latex.
Drew just did this thing. It's like you're you're barfing into a bag or something, like you had a rough flight. I can't believe that sex has come to this. You take this piece of latex, Julia. How many inches by how many inches? It's just a flat square.
5 by 5, something like that. Yeah.
5 by 5. You put this thing over your face, and then you proceed to have oral sex with your partner. Which, here's what I'm saying. First, why don't you just have oral sex with an inflatable doll? Because it would be a little more realistic. And I've coined this phrase before, but I think it's time to bring it up. You have to go through the dam to get to the beaver.
Oh, jeez.
Drew loves that highbrow.
I've never heard that before.
You love that highbrow comedy, don't you, Drew?
Oh, it's just how do you get down there so forget it.
So it has to be an open sore.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Actually, it is just significantly more infectious if you're having symptoms and if you have a sore.
I got an invention. This is a great invention.
When you say stuff like that, I just want to walk out of the room.
This one is a winner. You know that stuff? There's this stuff that you can like it's like almost rubbery that you can put like over warts and stuff, isn't there? To like stop them from being infected and whatnot. Is this exist at all?
For kids, right? So they don't pick their sores and stuff.
Oh, they don't pick their sores. Right. All right. So let's say you want to engage in oral sex, but you have a lesion.
No, won't work.
You put that over the thing, you go to town. Why not? Why not?
It won't work.
Why not?
Because the virus is emitted to everything. It comes out of the mouth, comes all over. It's just not right. It's not just right there. It's mostly there, but not just there. And it'd be hard to get.
You know what? I think you're jealous of my idea, Drew. So you're using your stupid degree to make fun of it. I think it would work.
Well, if that were the situation, you could just have them burned off.
Can you have them burned off?
You cannot have them burned off.
You can't.
No, but warts you can.
Warts you can, but warts, that's a case in point. That if you have genital warts, for instance, and you have the warts burned off, you are still contagious with the virus. Not as contagious, but you are still contagious.
Right.
Forever?
Forever.
Oh.
Yeah, I should say more
a hellish life.
Infectious more than contagious. It's you're less contagious than if you have the active lesion there.
All right, Julia.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I have no idea what her question was, but I hope we answered it. Mark.
Yeah, hey, what's up? I'm calling from Urbana, and I have a question. Well, me and my friend were, like, having a threesome with this one girl, and I was sodomizing her, and...
Wait a minute.
Do we not buy this?
No, wait. And as I was sodomizing her, my friend was getting, like, a blowjob, and...
Jesus.
He was going to have,
I can't even listen to this stuff.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm hanging up. I can't believe it. I'm repulsed.
Thank you. Stuff like this makes me sick. Yes, thank you. It does.
What's that? That was
a tape. That was not me.
I have a tremendous threshold for grossness.
No.
You should see my apartment. You would know what it takes to repulse me. But I didn't want to hear that.
Right.
What is that? Is something wrong with me?
No.
Am I getting weak, Drew?
You've been around me just long enough to begin to get a sensitivity.
All right.
You're gaining insight. You're gaining sensitivity.
All right. I'm going to go back, have myself a shot of coffee, and come back with a new attitude. Name of the show's Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191, 1-800-568-3191. I am Adam Carolla, here tonight, here every night. Dr. Drew, hopefully coming in tonight. Comedian Judy Gold, and faxes coming to us, 310-854-4455. Faxes like this one.
A couple of faxes. Here's Spin Bar Kite. We had the question about what do you call vaginal fluids. They go on stringy vaginal fluids, at least here in Chicago. And they kind of have it wrong a little bit. Spin bar kite, at least in my training, was the changes that vaginal fluid goes through when a woman is pregnant. It's one of the ways of predicting pregnancy if you see spin bar kite.
What's it do? Is it thicken up or something?
It's real stringy. It has certain changes on a glass slide.
It's like the movie Aliens or something when they go into the pod?
No. I never saw it.
Oh, okay.
And here's another fact. When I was 19, I ate about 4 boiled peyote buttons and stayed up all night but felt no effect. Great.
Hold on a second. Mike the engineer, cart that up saying when he was 19 he ate 4 peyote buttons and fell asleep.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Make a long story short, this guy had a flashback while he was driving. Then 2 years later, quote, I was in a coma for a month with a cerebral AVM, arteriovenous malformation, ruptured, brain surgery. Could these events share a link? I don't think so. I suspect that kind of weird trip you had is probably the early manifestations of the AVM.
So you're saying if he didn't have a trip the first time, he can't really have a flashback?
You could, because hallucinogens tend to get stored in the fat tissue, and maybe, God knows, maybe it was...
But you didn't get off on it the first time.
Yeah, but you could get a little something when it gets re-released, I suppose, without really having anything significant the
But
first
it'd
time.
be like...
And we don't know what he was doing. Was he doing other drugs that night? We need a lot more information. But the fact is he had a serious central nervous system problem, and that's more likely to give him the kinds of symptoms he was having.
All righty. Oh, Craig, you're on Loveline.
Hey, Dr. Drew. Hey, Adam.
Craig.
Hey.
So, anyway, like yesterday you had a call. It was from some girl, and she found a bump on her neck.
Right.
And she found out it was cancer, and kind of scared me because I found a bump, like, right in front of my ear. It's around a third of an inch across.
It was cancer, by the way.
She had in her thyroid, the doctor found a bump.
Okay, yeah, but I found a bump. And
There are bumps all over the place, Craig. I mean, if you have a concern about it, have a doctor look at it. I mean, that's an area that people get zits. That's an area that people get lymph nodes. They can get enlarged right there in the preauricular area. You can get tumors of the parotid gland. You can, all kinds of things you can get there, most of which are nothing. But have somebody look at it if you're concerned.
Oh, okay, but because it seems like it might have gotten a little bigger, but I've had it for around 4 months.
Have somebody take a look at it.
Okay, but
Could be
is
just
it
a plain old.
should be worried about?
You have to see it. You got to get somebody to look at it. It could be just a simple cyst. I mean, there's lots of things it could be, but just over the phone, I can't tell you. Well, there goes Craig.
Yeah. Well, I got rid of him. I was going to tell him just to cut it off, send it in, and we'll work up some kind of culture or something.
Path report.
Can we do that?
No.
You need a lab here.
All right.
Could we work something out like that? Could we get the people at Westwood One to like foot the bill for some kind of lab? People could like scrape off pieces and parts and send them in, and you could just whip them up.
We need some kind of video screen so I can see all the skin stuff that people are always describing.
You could be sitting back there with like a graduated cylinder and a couple of beakers like some crazed scientist, and I could be explaining what's going on.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Then explosion would kill both of us. We'll be back in 10. I love this show. And you were yelling bathroom, weren't you? That's what it is. I got that on like the 6th try. Judy Gold is here. Apparently she's freshening up. I hope she's using my talc suggestion. But she's a lady. She knows she's going to be in here for a long haul, and it's time to, kind of flush herself out before she heads into the studio. You know what I'm talking about, Mike. So Judy Gold will be in here momentarily. I'm guessing it's number 1.
I don't...
Drew, you want to make a guess?
No. I want to go to the calls. Come
All
on,
right, I think the time will tell us on this. Chris, you're on Loveline.
Yeah, I have a question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah, Chris. Everyone's got a question for Drew.
Maybe you can answer this too, Adam.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I read somewhere that clam smacking can actually eat the enamel off of one's teeth.
And where did you read this?
I think it was a Penthouse.
A great source of scientific information.
Oh, yeah. Right up there with the New England Journal of Medicine. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm not aware of anything like that, but...
Well, wait a minute. Let's examine this, because Drew likes to brush these questions aside as so much fluff, but I have the guts to roll up my sleeve and actually get in the clam,
is that
as it
guts?
were.
That's guts.
Yeah, no, here's what I'm saying. There's acids produced down there, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so there's acids. Now, you'll notice that Hawaiian guys, Samoan guys, and I don't want to make fun of the Samoans because they're the biggest freaking race in the world. God said, let's make these tan folks with no hair and huge calves, and they were Samoans. Mahalo, bro. But all I'm saying is this, is Samoans, they eat a ton of pineapples, and their teeth turn brown.
Oh, really?
Right? Have you seen, you picture what I'm saying? Like
No,
these
but go ahead. Keep going.
island cultures, they eat tons of pineapple. The pineapple's got a lot of acid in it, right? And it strips the enamel off their teeth.
Is that so?
So I'm saying if a woman is producing a decent amount of acid, I mean, I don't know if she's like up to the, Dole standards, but if she's producing half of what a pineapple is producing, and a guy is going down there like a Samoan on a pineapple, well then over the course of time, couldn't it strip the enamel off his teeth, Drew?
I don't know that.
But I
feel like I'm in some kind of
it's a pretty good hypothesis,
here.
Isn't it?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think of my whole pineapple idea?
Well, I haven't heard a word of it, but it
Oh, you
sounds
haven't?
really delicious.
Judy thinks this is a food show. Oh, Judy, I have no idea. That's Judy Gold. That is the voice of Judy Gold.
That's me.
Judy, you want to spit that lozenge out now? You're driving everyone nuts. Actually, you're kind of doing something for me, to tell you the truth. Now,
All right.
You just got off the plane?
Yeah, and you don't want to smell my breath. I was doing it actually for you. It's an Altoid.
Oh,
aren't they the best?
Yeah, they're refreshingly
Curiously strong.
They're curiously expensive too.
Yes.
I found out.
Yes.
Like $3 for a thing of these Altoids. I'm popping them like candy. Judy, let's talk to you for a second before we get going because we've been waiting this entire evening. Did we hang up on this guy yet?
He's gone. What's that?
You have?
Yeah, we really have.
I just got off my plane.
Well, that's fine. We've been doing okay without you, but we're going to do better now.
Thank you.
You just did comic relief.
That's right. That was great.
I heard you were the belle of the ball.
I always am. I'm 6'3", and you can't miss me, and I make an appearance.
Did you ever play any sports?
No. You know what?
You get that question every
day.
Single time.
You know what? Now I play. But when I was in 7th grade, the coach of the basketball team told me that I was too tall for the basketball team, and it wouldn't be fair to the other players. I hate him.
Huh.
Do you know how rich I could be right now?
Wait a minute.
Can you believe that?
You're kidding.
Wayne Carrick.
Wayne Carrick said you were too tall?
Yep.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's like saying you're
Is that the stupidest thing you ever heard?
You're too big a nerd to be in the speech and debate club. Right. You're too fat for the pie eating club.
Right.
What the hell is that? What are we
I was
coming
6
to?
feet. I was about 6 feet when
Discrimination.
I was in 7th grade.
And you were jamming on all the little girls. Okay, let me talk comedy because I used to do a little stand up.
Huh.
I know people listening to the show think I was driving a truck before I came in here, but I used to do a little stand up, and I want to know how long a set. See, that's what we call it.
That's what it's called, a set.
A set.
Don't you hate when they go, when are you doing your act again?
Yeah.
When are you doing your sketches?
No, we call it a set. I don't know why we call it a set because it's just one thing. But how long a set did you do at the comedy relief?
10.
10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And
See how I don't say minutes? I just say 10.
And it must have been
see what I'm saying?
a thrill playing in front of
It was amazing. Because it's so exciting. Everyone's there. There's all this press there. It's just the greatest, and you're doing something good for people.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Nicest.
She kind of a bitch?
No.
Come on.
I'm
Come on,
telling
spill
you.
the dirt.
No.
Well, right.
No.
You want to be on next year. I understand.
No,
I know
I'm
the
telling you.
politics.
You know, all right, let me tell you a little Whoopi story. We had to go to Planet Hollywood, right, to do a big promotional thing with the big check and everything. And I felt like, oh, I'm the dork here because, you know, it was like Bob Saget and Kathy Najimy. And I'm like, oh, God. She was so nice to me. She's like, Judy, come over here. Stand. I had never met her before. She made me feel so welcome.
Really?
Yes.
She made you stand right next to her?
Right. Because I was on the end being a dork like in high school, you know what I mean?
She was being stalked, and she wanted you to take the sniper's bullet.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
That is a nice
idea. Now, why
idea.
did you stop doing stand-up again?
Because of reactions like that. Elizabeth.
Hi there. How you guys doing?
Good. You're on Loveline. We have Judy Gold here. We have Dr. Drew. We have Adam Carolla, and we have you.
Dr. Drew, I have.
Yeah. What's your question?
Okay, it's kind of like a two-part sort of question. And the first part is basic. I'm really bored with men in general. It's like I'll date someone for about 2 or 3 weeks, and everything's fine. We're happy, and we have a lot in common, and we get along together. Then all of a sudden, it's just like, I don't want to call them. I don't want to see them. I just want to hide from them. And I'm wondering if this is like a permanent situation.
Is it, you mean like a curse or something?
Yeah, am I doomed for life?
Are you having sex with these guys?
Unfortunately, yes. The majority of them.
You poor thing. So is it? Do you think the sex triggers it?
You know, to be really, really honest, I think the reason I date them is so, like I don't really like sex, but I do it just because, like, you know, it's human contact and that kind of deal. I don't know. It makes me feel like someone gives a someone cares.
So it's a way you gain some kind of validation.
Yeah.
And it's also a way of mastering something, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are you trying to master?
I don't know.
I mean, what is it that you gain out of that?
I mean, it's like
you obviously don't.
Attention.
But it's more than that because you're obviously not able to achieve real intimacy, right?
Hell no.
No. But you master these guys. You get the validation, and then you're
Yeah, a friend
done.
of mine
And then
said
you
that I-
invalidate them.
Yeah.
Anybody that would be a member of a club that would have her as a member, no good.
Right. All right. I'm going to take a guess and say some form of abuse in the past.
Yes.
Some.
Yes.
Some. Are we right?
Understatement. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what is typical of this kind of behavior.
What kind of abuse?
Sexual abuse.
Sexual, physical, mental.
I was waiting for her to say that.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
Right.
So okay.
So the only way this behavior is going to change is sorry, Adam. I get to play the doctor in this show.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
So, not that you don't have something good to say, but
No. I'll just sit over here in the corner. You run the whole show.
You turned away. It's good. But the fact is that you're not going to change these behaviors unless you get some professional help. Having been through that kind of trauma, it is just not going to change unless you really do work on this and get some serious help.
Yeah, but how long is that going to take?
A long time. But you know what? The fact is you're never going to achieve intimacy unless you get some help with it.
Because I just went last week to like my first time with this lady.
Yep.
At some counseling center.
Mhm.
Because I just feel like if I don't do this soon, I'm just going to explode or like die or something. And it's really frustrating that it's going to take a really long time.
It's going to take 3 to 5 years, I bet.
Oh my God.
Okay? That's my guess.
Everything
Guesstimate.
good takes a long
Stay
time.
with it. You'll feel a lot better for it, okay? You really will. Just look, you happy now?
Actually, no.
Okay.
No.
There's
Okay,
happiness.
thank you.
There's happiness ahead for you. Work at it. It'll be there, okay?
Right, and
But what?
forget about guys right now.
Yeah, the moratorium
Absolutely.
on guys. I agree with that. Adam would have said the same thing. I know you would have said the same thing, but I want to feel like I did something worthwhile tonight.
True. All of a sudden, caring about his job. What do you know? He came in here all full of complaints. His back hurt. He was retaining water. He was bloated. He didn't want to be here. But now he's back in full force and cutting me off.
Okay, I have one more question though.
Quick.
Okay, real quick. So I go to this lady once a week. What do I do in the in-between times when I feel like crazy?
Call her.
I can't.
Why not?
Because for one thing, she's not like an actual psychologist. She's a counselor that works out of a like a social services group,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no way to contact her.
How about going twice a week?
I can't afford that.
Sorry. Yeah, you may have to just find a way to do it.
Yeah.
Stretch. 'Cause
I mean, if there's anything you need to afford, this is it,
Right.
Elizabeth.
Right.
And this has to be number one priority.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, you walked in the middle of a heavy call.
That was
Judy.
nice, yeah.
That was tough,
That
wasn't
was.
it?
I feel bad for her.
Oh, what's going on with you? We don't have to get into abuse or anything, but you married? You
No.
got a boyfriend?
No.
Why not? What's the deal?
Travel
Travel? Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
So
Concentrate on your career?
a lot. I'm completely obsessed.
And do you think female comedians are like a little stigmatized in the sense that I don't know, that guys feel like you're gonna tear them to shreds verbally or something on the first
it's a
date?
power. You're in a powerful position, and I don't think men are used to seeing women in that powerful position. Like the pilot tonight was a woman, and she was young. She was like in her 30s, and there was the second pilot guy, co-captain.
Well, wait a minute. You let a broad fly the plane?
Shut up, God. Oh, I was going to say DAMN. All right. Anyway, so you could tell the older guy was really uncomfortable with this younger woman being the.
Oh, the co-pilot?
Yeah, he was kind of.
So she was the captain?
She was the captain.
Wow.
I
Man,
actually
imagine that.
For about 2 years went through a period where I had a real fear of flying, and I always felt more secure when it was a female in the cockpit.
Oh, stop kissing.
Seriously. No, I'm serious. That's a
Do you
reaction
ever-
I had.
Do you ever watch women's basketball? Women's basketball,
Of course
the teamwork.
I do. I masturbate. Of course I'm watching women's
You're masturbating to women's basketball?
Oh, yeah.
You've got a lot of problems. Anyway,
Yeah.
but there's more teamwork involved than guys basketball.
Yeah, they're not a bunch of Michael
Right.
Jordans
Right.
or
Show off.
or hot doggers, right?
Right.
Yeah, no, I think women do a better job. But if you saw any of the airplane or airport, I should say, series where you got guys like George Kennedy up there. Who else? Who else was in the cockpit there? Which, by the
I'm
way,
sorry, I never saw any of this.
Peter Graves.
Peter Graves.
Right.
These were men flying this plane.
Right, and look what happened.
Oh, that's true. You may have a point there. And I want to say this. They don't call it the cockpit anymore. They call it the flight deck.
They do?
Yes. You notice that? Well, we're calling them up here on the flight deck.
They don't call it the cockpit?
The flight deck. Can you believe what's
They
going
can call
on?
it the vagina pit.
Now, wait a minute. You don't think you can say damn it on the air?
And I
but
could-
you feel
What?
totally comfortable saying vagina
Well,
pit?
vagina is a, part of the body.
Which part? Point.
You are really desperate.
I'm just trying to learn
Women's
something.
basketball, I'm pointing to the vagina.
I just want to learn something. Drew, you pick the call. The flight deck. What a bunch of wussies. Tony.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you're on Loveline with Judy Gold.
How you guys doing?
Good.
All right, I got a question here. Yesterday you had a caller talking about the abortion and the whole breast cancer thingamajig.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I was wondering, it's kind of hard to talk to my girlfriend about it because, it's a touchy subject. And she had this done when she was probably about 18, 19 years old.
How old is she now?
She's 26.
Uh-huh.
And it's basically a touchy subject, so I really can't talk to her about it that much because we usually get into an argument, or she starts crying or something like that. But I would like to know details about the abortion and what the statistics are and stuff.
You're worried about your girlfriend getting breast cancer.
Yeah, basically.
Look, Tony, don't...
It's marginal.
Yeah, it is just a slight increased risk, okay? I brought it up just to highlight how silly people's thinking are when it comes to issues of pregnancy and birth control. Women can get terribly obsessed about the potential of causing breast cancer from the oral contraceptive pill, for which there's limited to any evidence that happens. And lo and behold, it turns out that there is an association between abortion and breast cancer. It's very slight, and it's even there for spontaneous abortions, miscarriages, just not as strongly as with therapeutic abortions. But the fact is, use contraception was the case I was trying to make, that to just wait until you get pregnant, which itself is terribly risky medically, doesn't make sense if you're worried, if the reason you did it is because you're worried the pill is going to harm you in some way. It's not going to.
Drew, you're a man of much wisdom. And what the hell's going on with the phones? Is someone there?
Hello?
Hello. What's your name?
Can you hear us?
You're on the air.
Yeah,
Adam put
you're on
you.
the
air. Oh, hi.
Adam put you directly on the air accidentally.
This is
I did?
Tracy
Yeah.
from Chicago, and Maria, my roommate. Hi.
All right, Tracy.
Hi.
Maria.
We just want to say how lame men are.
Yeah, fantastic. Judy, you want to add to that?
Sure. Okay, why can't guys just be friends with girls? Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because they have. You know why? I'll tell you why.
Why? Please explain.
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna tell you about nature here.
You don't even know where the vagina is.
You pointed. Now I'm hip. Although I gotta believe it's about 1.5 feet lower on most women.
Right.
Oh.
You never poked the guy in the eye with your vagina, did you?
Maybe.
Okay. Now,
and it's sharp.
I'll tell you, Danny DeVito's got to be careful.
Yeah.
Danny's like, you change your underwear, baby? Okay, no, that's all right. That's too much. All right, I'm going to tell you what the deal is. Men produce several million sperm on each hour. Am I right, Drew?
Day.
Each day. Millions and millions of sperm. And you know what those sperm are crying? Let me out. I want out. I want to get out of here. It's cramped in this sack.
All right, so, yeah, but we went out with two guys who've been begging us.
Judy, feel free to jump in and call me a pig or cut me off.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard in my entire life.
Of course it is.
Cool, and we're their best buddies, and, how...
But the sperm beckon. They yell, let me out.
No, it's not about sperm. It's about friendship and love.
I know, but the sperm affects
No, you
the
are
man.
obsessed with sperm.
Then the sperm says, one of the sperm, like the lead sperm, he says, I got a buddy in the brain.
Oh, you have a lead sperm now?
Yes, there's
like the drum major?
Yes, he has the tall hat on.
And he's conducting all the other sperm.
Right, he doesn't play an instrument, but he carries that big scepter.
Right.
And he says...
Sperm has no respect for women.
No. Here's what I'm saying. No, this is biology. He radios up to the brain. He says, I got a buddy in the reptilian part of the brain. I'm going to talk to him.
Reptilian?
Reptilian.
Oh, reptilian. I thought you said rectilian.
No,
that's the lower part of the brain.
That's right down the hall from the sperm headquarters.
Right.
But we're going up now.
Okay.
He says, we have to get out. He owes me a favor.
Right.
So we're going to find ourselves a woman, and we're going to escape from the penis hatch.
You are really mental.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand now?
No.
Do you have any women friends?
Adam?
What?
Do you have any women friends? Female friends?
Of course.
Do you want to have sex with them all?
No.
Well, then why did every guy that I ever become friends with want to have sex with me, and that's it? Because we're hot? No, me and my roommate went out with two guys, our best friends, tonight.
Right.
We took them out. They paid for our drinks. We paid for their drinks, a mutual thing.
Of course.
And all of a sudden, we're like, hey, we're going to go home. And all of a sudden, they're like, what? You're going to go home, and you're not going to invite us back to your place? They were pissed.
Yeah, and
they were pissed.
I drove them home, and the whole way in the car, they were saying, this sucks.
All right, listen. Listen. Heckle and Jekyll. I can understand why guys don't want to hang around and play Parcheesi with you two. You're giving me a headache.
We were going out. We were having a good time. We're talking about women. We're talking about men. What attracts us to men? What doesn't?
All right. I've heard enough of this nonsense.
They obviously
Judy,
had another agenda.
Guys aren't just all trying to hump you.
No.
Right? And because
it's just
you're
that guys
intelligent.
have different interests. A lot of men have different
but
interests.
You're intelligent.
Right.
You got a great sense of humor.
Right.
You got a nice career.
Right.
Guys see you. They respect you.
Right.
When you're when you're chatty Cathy
When
over
you're going,
here. Right, and you're just going out and getting loaded with guys, then they don't have any other use for you than to attempt to have sex with you. Am I right?
Right, but they are losers themselves for doing that.
No doubt the guys are
Okay.
losers. Now, see, I'm in a kind of a kiss-up phase. I don't know if you've noticed
Really?
that transition.
Yeah.
I went from
You
talking
went from
to
that stupid sperm thing.
I thought the sperm analogy was
Dr. Drew?
I can't help
He
it.
doesn't even like. All right, yeah.
All right, you're up. All right, very quickly. You're up. You're up for a comedy award,
American
right?
American Comedy Award, yeah, best female stand-up.
Yeah. what
And
do
you
think?
there's a number you have to call to vote for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, phone number.
Oh, wait a minute. You think I'm going to give that out over the air?
You better.
That's why she came
Or
on
I'll take that head sperm, baby, and throw it out the window.
We're back. Show's still called Loveline. We have Judy Gold here.
Hello.
Tremendous stand-up comedian.
Tremendous in more ways than one.
Well, she's big in stature.
Yes.
Big reputation.
That's right.
Big jokes.
Right.
Big hair.
I don't have big hair. Do I have big hair?
It's fairly large.
No.
Thank you. I am in love with Dr. Drew right now.
All right. Hey, isn't he a handsome guy?
He's handsome and intelligent and nice. Smart.
And why do you give me that smug
I didn't
look
say,
when
did
you say that?
See how insecure he is?
Yes.
Meow.
A little. Well, we can't really have a cat fight with just one. Let me give the phone number out. 1-800-LOV-191.
What about my phone number for voting for me?
Oh, yeah, that's right. All right. Wait. But first we want to make sure. Is this how they do it?
The people have to call in.
He's going to do what he can to avoid giving that number out.
No, I'm not. If someone comes on our show, we lick butt. The American Comedy
Really?
Awards. Oh, yeah.
Even if it's a foot and a half above the usual butt.
That means I don't have to hurt my back.
All right, good.
Didn't Ann tell you about that?
No.
You are going to be on the American Comedy Awards, which is coming out February 11th on ABC.
Well, it's not going to air on February 11th. They tape it and then they air it in March.
Okay, who hosts it? Sinbad?
They don't really have a host. Like, they usually have like a comic come out and say, "I'm not the host." Like Ellen's going to do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then they just announce people, I think.
She's pretty funny.
Yeah, she's great.
I like her.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, she really is. Whoopi, I don't know. Whoopi, come on. Nice woman. Just not real funny.
Did you ever see her Broadway play that made her?
Of course,
It was
yeah.
brilliant.
She's a tremendously talented person.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
All right.
Bursting at the seam with talent.
Right.
Yeah,
So?
just not real funny. I don't think in her stand-up.
I don't think she does stand up.
She doesn't?
No.
She does
characters.
I guess when you make over a certain amount a year, you stop doing stand-up, you start doing like commentary.
Right. Oh, that's very true.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Are you at the point in your career when you
No.
start doing commentary?
No.
No.
I do like, funny.
Yeah, you're telling jokes.
I try to be really funny.
Because you're a
and fun.
comedian.
Right.
People pay you to tell jokes.
But I think after a while you lose it. You lose perspective. You're not like everyone else anymore. You're like rich and everyone's listening to what
Right,
you're
you're up
saying.
there, you go.
You don't have to fight for it anymore.
So I sent my chauffeur into the market the other day to pick me up some Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, where do you draw from?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We're on the same page here. So, all right, let's give this phone number out because people are going to be able to call up and vote.
Right, for me.
For you. And who are you up against? You're up against the deaf stand-up comedian. What's her name?
Kathy Buckley.
Kathy Buckley.
Who is deaf.
Right.
Wendy Liebman, hilarious.
Anyone named Liebman's going to be funny.
Of
I don't
course,
even know.
you know the Jews.
Yes, Jews. Very funny
we're,
race. Well, all
we're
the
a very
strife.
funny race.
Well, you have to laugh
Right.
because if you don't laugh, you're going to cry.
Persecution.
God bless them.
Kathleen Madigan, very funny. Diane Ford.
Doesn't
very
sound
funny.
Jewish, though.
No, Diane Ford and Kathleen Madigan and Kathy Buckley are not Jewish.
Okay.
Wendy
now, they
and
all
I-
have their own numbers?
Everyone has their own phone number, and that's how you...
What are those lazy jackasses doing over
And
there?
it-
Can't
guess
they
what?
just pass the kitty around and have people fold up paper and throw it in like
No.
every other election?
It's now 1996, okay?
Okay.
We don't have the little paper
All right.
thing.
Well, do you know the number?
Yeah.
Why don't you give it out?
1-900, it's 50 cents a call.
Oh, for Christ's sake, it's a scam.
1-900-370-0100.
Okay.
That's 1-900-370-0100. That's 1-900-370-0100.
All right, you're out of control now. Now you
Thank
think
you.
they'll get a little quick...
But I love doing that little
you think
radio
you get like
thing.
a quick little bit of phone sex if you call that number?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Ed.
Yeah.
Ed, you're on Loveline with Judy Gold.
What's that?
You're on Loveline.
All right.
Yes.
How you guys doing? Hi, Judy.
Hi, Ed.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I was listening to the earlier calls, and this lady called up, and she was asking for a medical term for, like, the equivalent to, like, sperm. I don't have a medical term, but I have a slang term.
It's fantastic.
It's called clitty litter.
Oh.
Oh, God!
You know...
And how often do you have to clean it out and change it?
You want to work that into your act?
Oh, no. Can you imagine me getting on stage and going, hey, I got some glitty litter.
Yeah, I'll be batting down
I don't have any cats, though, but...
Hey, where are you from?
Hey, use the side
From
exit.
Palm Springs. I'm in Oceanside right now.
Not you, Ed. I was
No,
doing
we were
my
doing
stand-up
a stand-up
act.
thing.
But everyone knows Mr. Kitty Litter's now residing in Oceanside. Thank you for that, Ed. You're all class. Want to go back to the phones here, Drew? Dan.
Yeah.
Hey.
Adam,
Yeah.
I called up, and Dr. Drew is not going to agree with me on this, but I think you should write a book.
I should.
And all these theories you have are amazing.
A book of Adam.
Even the sperm theory?
Are deep.
The sperm theory, too.
Etymology.
Yes, all of them. Each and every night, the guy amazes me.
God bless you, Dan. Dan, if only I could spell. If only I had an attention span longer than my penis, I could actually sit down at the word processor and do it, but I can't. It's a curse.
And how long is that attention span?
It's about average attention span.
Say the man's average attention span is?
5? Dan, did you just call to kiss my ass?
That I just called to commend you on that. Sorry, I work overnight, so I got another phone call going. It's nice talking to you.
Oh, my God, he blew us off.
Well, he said his piece. God bless him.
You like him, huh? No matter what he did, it
I
would have been
know.
okay.
Exactly.
Dan could have been getting off the phone with us to go kill again, and I would have been totally fine with that.
Oh, what'd you do with Jennifer?
What'd I do? What'd you do? Punch someone up?
You still there, Jennifer?
Jennifer.
Oh.
Okay. Drew, you got to pay attention for me. Jane. Jane. Jane.
I'm listening. First of all, I want to say that, Adam, you cracked me up.
Oh, it's a little happy Adam hour here. God bless you.
Wow.
And I think Drew is a total sweetheart. Hi, Judy.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
Good.
This is kind of a normal question, no sex involved.
Thank you.
Don't want to disappoint you.
No, go ahead.
That's all right.
Let's get to it before Adam should somehow hang up on you or something.
Right. No.
Go ahead.
I have a 4-year-old.
Right.
And I'm thinking of sending him to live with my sister. I'm a single mom, and she's married, and she's getting ready to have a baby, and she's always said that she would take him. And, well, I was listening a couple shows ago when Adam was talking about his mother and someone his mother was dating.
Oh, yes. What was that guy's name? Zorback?
Zorback.
Oh.
Yeah,
The 9-foot hippie.
Oh, maybe I should meet him.
Oh, just all hair and pot and sandals, this guy. You would have loved him.
But, well, I date, and I've had some men over, and I was thinking, am I doing this to my son? You know, is he going to be thinking the same thing?
Let's ask him interesting questions. Would you have rather been sent away than been around your
Wait a
mom?
minute.
That's what I was going to ask.
I'm getting to the subtext here, which is I don't want my kid turning out like Adam.
Yes.
So I'm thinking of sending my kid
It's not
away.
a subtext. That's an obvious statement she's making.
I didn't mean it to be that way.
But thanks, Shane. We read you like a book, baby. Start with a compliment and then just stick the knife in the back.
So would you rather have been sent away? Think about it.
Would have rather been sent away.
Yeah. No. Jane's thinking about sending her child to live with her sister permanently, right?
Right. You mean would I rather have been sent away somewhere and raised by, let's say, my mom's sister,
right,
than have to sit there and help Zorback sort pot seeds
Well, it's not
for an
that.
evening? Is it,
You know, he spends
is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
he spends 10 hours a day in a daycare center.
Right.
You know, while I work.
Right.
And there's no real adult figure or male
Where is Dad?
for him.
Where's Dad?
I have no idea.
Don't they have adult figures at the daycare center?
Not men. And,
All right.
Well, you know.
Another invention: inflatable pop. We just put them at all the day centers. They just sit. We put them in like a Barca lounger, and we put a beer in their hand. And the kids can identify with a male figure.
Oh, I feel like I'm taking away his childhood. You know, before I went to kindergarten. I had all that time to play and have fun, and it's like he's in school all the time. And
You know what? I
mean, I don't want to.
Don't you think he's going to resent you when he gets older? Judy, what do you think?
I don't think a kid should be away from their mother.
I agree. That's what my bottom line was going to be. There is a fundamental biological, psychological kind of a bond that exists there that if you start messing with, you can traumatize the child. I agree with your concerns, but you need to commit yourself to working those things out in such a way that your child gets his needs met. If he is with you 4 hours a day and in daycare 8 hours or 9 hours a day, if those are 4 quality hours, I mean, you've got something there. It doesn't have to be sent away. Can you imagine the kind of
Well, he'd love it. Are you kidding? He wants to go to her house all the time.
Well, then
he wants
take
to go
advantage.
there to visit.
But
Then take
then the
advantage of that.
novelty will wear off if he's living there.
Right? How far away is this? Your sis?
It's like an hour. I'd
Well,
probably only see him on weekends.
Well, take advantage of letting him go there as much as possible, but you need to commit yourself to him and focus your life around him and let him know that's how your life is focused.
Right. Well, we made it this far.
All right, yeah. So just keep going,
I know,
Jane.
especially at 4 years old.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, all the tough stuff's done.
just don't don't have loud sex in the house or do what my mom did, which was go out to the van with Zorback
Oh, God.
and get it on there.
Okay. Also, I have to meet somebody with a van, I guess.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Somehow you'd manage to work it into the conversation.
The van, let me tell you, you've arrived when you're driving a van. Am I right, Judy?
No.
No. You wouldn't date a guy in a van, would
No,
you?
vans are...
What about an El Camino? That's another good one. With like a empty 12-pack rolling around in the bed.
Yeah, that's the turn on, the 12-pack.
Now, Judy, so no time for dating?
Not really, no.
On the road?
Constantly.
A lot of...
I just got off a plane. Look at my little...
Oh, where'd you get that little placard?
My little United thing?
Yeah.
On the plane. The pilot gave it to me.
Well, they give you you tell them you're going to be on the radio, and they gave you like an extra.
I did mention that I was going to be on the radio.
Helping
yes.
a honey nuts to talk about the placard.
They're in the bathroom. When you go in the bathroom, they have these little wings, and I'm such a dork that I have to walk around with the stupid wings on.
They should let you.
I'm a nerd. I'm like the hugest nerd.
Yeah, because that's really.
Can you believe I'm walking around with this?
That's degrading. Yeah, they should.
And you know who was in the airport?
Who?
Richard Simmons.
Oh, talk about degrading.
I know.
Although you guys got the same hair.
That's it. That is, you have the same hair as him.
What do you mean? I don't have Richard Simmons' hair.
Doesn't he have Richard Simmons' hair? Way more than I do.
Oh, Ann, come on.
His is bigger, though.
Who,
Richard's
Simmons?
hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, same?
I have nappy hair. You know who else had nappy hair?
Who?
Jesus Christ.
The invention.
The invention of what, Drew?
No, I'm not going to say it.
Drew, what are you clamming up?
Well, I was going to say that we were talking about the de-evolution of relationships in American society. And I was going to say, aside from all my other points, was that the oral contraceptive pill was a major influence in people screwing up their relationships.
Why?
Because it made premarital sex, it made pregnancy not a big issue. And all the sexually transmitted diseases were handled, so people forgot there was a biological imperative to not having sex. And so people started having these physical relationships before they should have, before they're ready. And now they call Loveline because of it.
Well, we were just talking in the commercial. That was the voice of Dr. Drew, obviously. Judy Gold is here. And the three of us were talking during the break about how everyone we know is currently in a bad relationship or, like Judy, planning their next bad relationship.
Right, exactly.
And I was saying 100 years ago in 1896, was it this way? Were the pioneers all miserable? Or were they so concerned with just living and not getting typhoid?
I heard this Hasidic Jew the other day. They're interviewing him, like this big rabbi.
Right.
His daughter's marrying some other big rabbi's kid, and it's a big, huge thing that happened in Brooklyn. But this Hasidic Jew gets on the TV and says, our marriages last longer than and we do. Then when the bride and groom meet on their own, no, they do not last. They last when we arrange them for them.
Oh, gee.
Oh, prearranged
Yes,
marriages.
prearranged marriages. These people won't even see each other until they...
fiddler playing on the roof
I know.
behind?
If I was a rich... Well... But wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. There may be something here. I wouldn't want someone to go
Can you imagine,
find me a
meeting
woman.
your husband or wife night?
But wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Wouldn't you want the wisest man on earth to pick the person for you? Is that what you're getting to, Adam?
Well, but the wisest man on earth is about to tell you why this could be a good idea.
How's that ego coming along?
It's actually very small, so I overcompensate
right.
with statements like that. You know enough about psychology. Here's what I'm saying. You go out, you have a whole ball of neuroses, right? You're wearing it like a frickin' satchel.
Right.
You go to the Red Onion or whatever bar you go to, and you immediately lock on to the worst possible person in the place because your neuroses goes right for their neuroses like a frickin' magnet on their big refrigerator.
Right. That's
Except
right.
for when you open it, mayonnaise doesn't come out, neuroses does.
Right.
And like a little Thousand Island. But here's what I'm saying. Maybe if you get a prearranged marriage, they cannot foresee your neuroses and their neuroses, so you get set up and it's a better deal.
Yeah, but what if you're not attracted to the person?
You get hookers.
I don't want a hooker.
Let's go to the phones.
I haven't worked out the whole thing. I'm not a rabbi.
Shalom.
Peter?
Yes, this is I.
This is me is too.
Oh, nice. Dr. Drew and Judy and Adam West? Is that it? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, and Judy Tenuta, yes.
Oh, sweet. I have like a problem that I need to have some kind of an answer because I hate doctors.
Hey, go ahead.
Not you, Dr. Drew.
I understand.
No, he doesn't, but go ahead.
Okay, my girlfriend and I about less than a week ago were in this bar and we had sex in the bathroom. And I'm like 24 and she's like 26.
Right. Boys' room or girls' room, by the way?
It was in the boys' room, actually. Because I can't stand it when girls walk in on us and stuff. It's not like a common thing.
Oh, but it's okay if guys do.
It's like a truck driver comes in there and urinates on your leg.
Right.
Okay. Well, here's the problem. Like, she uses a diaphragm.
Yeah.
And the thing literally got lodged up inside her somehow, and we can't get the thing out.
I'm thinking Heimlich.
Well, I'm thinking like salad tongs or something.
No.
Oh, my God.
I'm no gynecologist.
Is she
Salad tongs?
Is she comfortable reaching in herself and trying to get it?
Well, there's also like a second part to it. Like, I'm not sure because we haven't had sex since that happened.
Yeah. She also.
And I'm not sure if she just doesn't want to have sex because, like, literally, we've like our sex lives have been totally sweet, but at the same time, like we have sex so many times a day. It seems like that she's been like walking around with kind of a limp, and like I kind of hurt in my own little private area, and so we kind of like lay off for like a couple hours here and there. But it's not like we're having sex all day long. But at the same time, it like hurts us a little bit after a while.
So you're
So
suggesting?
I can't tell if she's like trying to like rebuild her strength or her power or what.
Is she hooked up to an IV at this point? Peter, is she there?
No, she's not here. That's why I'm calling you.
She isn't there?
No, that's the best part about it.
What is her name?
Her name, well, I don't want to say her name over the air because we have friends who like listen to your show, but I like to call her like Francesca.
Like they haven't figured out who you are by your dorky and distinctive voice? And having sex in the bathroom, which you've been bragging
I can't get past
about?
the bathroom thing.
Oh, I'm not bragging.
Did a lot of people walk in the bathroom when you were doing it?
No, we lock it. We usually lock the door. If it doesn't have a lock, then we don't even try.
Peter, the thing needs to be taken out tomorrow.
I know. But
right?
the thing is, if it's like it, I don't. Cause like literally, I thought if after like a couple days she would have gone to the doctor herself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I'm afraid, like she's just trying to, like I said, just like stay away from me for
It's
a
sort
little
of
while.
irrelevant. If she's lying to you, she'll tell you soon enough. But if it's in there, it needs to come out.
Really?
And you know,
Because it's
I
been
mean,
like 5 days. I'm
it
I'm
needs
like
to come
horny
out.
as hell right now.
What?
Forget about.
How selfish can you be?
Yeah, forget
I'm
about
horny
your.
as hell.
Yeah, forget about your stuff right now, Peter. Just get, she should be able to reach it on her own. These things, this kind of thing happens a lot. People are always surprised that tampons get stuck. These things happen. They can get wedged up in the above the cervix, sort of. And
Yeah, I know.
It could still be up there, right?
it could definitely still be up there, and it needs to come out. Okay.
And all right, thanks for your call, Peter.
The thing about getting stuff stuck in a space like that is the risk of toxic shock. I don't know that particularly with diaphragm that's a big issue, but certainly with tampons and whatnot it is.
Speaking of bizarre and weird, I was listening to another radio show on the way home the other night, and the good doctor on the show, who Drew resents horribly because of my love affair with him, quoted a story about a woman who was in a coma for 10 years and recently became pregnant. Meaning some sick, twisted...
Yeah, I read about that.
Like janitor.
How mental is that? Went in there.
That's what guys... This guy thought, hey,
At least they didn't do it in the bathroom.
This guy thought this is the greatest thing ever. Look, I don't have to take her out. There she is. She'll always be there. So he got her pregnant. The family wants the child.
Yeah.
It's going to bring the baby to term.
Sure.
What do you mean, sure? That's
Well,
weird.
Not really. I mean, if you follow the logic against abortion, it's that the fact that a child is conceived in a weird situation is not the fault of the child.
Right.
And if you want to protect life, you protect it wherever it occurs.
How? I mean, as a parent, your kid's already in a coma for 10
Well,
years.
they
which can't
probably,
be-
this is like
A way of retaining some
of the
residual-
life
right,
of the kid,
right,
probably.
That's right. That's right. Psychologically, I
Right.
know you relate to all that stuff.
All right, but isn't there some kind of coma moratorium? I mean, when do you expire? I mean,
When you're dead.
coma-wise. I know, but isn't 10 years long enough? Shouldn't we just
No.
pull the plug?
Oh, no.
No?
No. In my opinion, yes.
Oh, true,
But-
yeah.
but-
I'm
but-
going to, believe me, something, you flatline,
How
boom,
long?
I'm in
How
there,
much
yanking
money
the
does that
plug.
cost to keep a person alive?
Huge. It depends how much machinery they're
Right.
dependent on and stuff. But I mean, usually you're not allowed to at this point withdraw stuff unless there's no brain activity.
How are they going to have a baby? How's she going to have the baby come out and stuff?
They're gonna
The
they're gonna
C-section?
do a C-section, I'm sure.
Oh, they will?
Yeah.
But no one's going to yell push.
I hope it doesn't get stuck up there like the diaphragm.
All right, you know what? We're actually we're doing something we rarely do, which is we're getting into the macabre.
Right.
Usually
right.
we just go into the bizarre,
Right. And
into
now
the
we're-
occult, but now we're actually sliding into the macabre. Eric,
Yeah.
you're on Loveline.
Hello. Hi, Adam. Hi, Drew. Hi, Jody.
Hi.
everybody.
Judy.
Eric.
Judy, all right. First, I have a comment. I think that earlier call about that girlie with the how guys can't be friends with girls, I thought that was bogus. See? I mean, I have plenty of friends that are girls, and I don't have any desire to have sex with them.
Good. How old are you, Eric?
I'm 14.
Well, seriously, how much damage are you going to do at 14? I mean, I know it could be done, but wait till you're 18 and see how many girls you have that are friends that you don't try to jump at a party.
Yeah. And here's my question. You know how like a lot of girls, they get like in arguments and they like quote like break up. Like, they're like not friends anymore. Is that like a hormonal thing or something? Hormonal? I mean,
That's true. Girls do have like fights with each other.
They do. Well, we were just talking. Eric. We were talking about that earlier. Judy, you were on the plane at this point,
Right.
But we were talking. We had a girl call and she says, "I made dates with my girlfriend to go. Just a friend of hers. I made
Right.
dates. She broke dates. We had appointments. I mean, they were. She was talking as if they were having an
Right.
intimate relationship. when
Did
they were
she
just
want the
friends.
intimate relationship, and the other one didn't?
No,
want-
neither one of
Oh.
them did. It's just the point is women approach a friendship a little bit
It's
different.
a little more emotional.
than
I
guys
was going to
do.
say that's a revealing comment about that, and that is that women are capable of intimacy much greater ease than men. Men are really clueless.
I'll give
about
you a
that.
fantastic example of this. Two guys go to a party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One guy drives, and the other guy meets some girl that he's really hot on. The guy every time will like fake an injury or like leave early. Who will like strand the guy so he has to go home with the girl or something like that. Now, girls just may be using this as an excuse as not to go home with me, but I have talked to a million women at parties, and I went, "Hey, how about it, baby?" And they go, "I'd love to, but Nancy would get really, because I promised her that we would both go to Caro's tomorrow for the brunch, and if I didn't do it, then she'll get really upset." And whereas a guy would just go, "F off, get the hell out of here, take your stinking car, get lost." Right? Women would get upset
That's true.
at that.
If I went to a party with someone and she was like, "Listen, Judy, I'm gonna go home with Adam," I'd be like, "Ugh, "You're a slut." A,
you're a slut,
and B, you're
bad
a slut.
judgment. Yeah, bad judgment.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget the projectile
Yeah, right.
vomiting part. But seriously, you would react a little different.
Well, I would just be like, "We went to this party together, and now you're just blowing me off."
Right. Whereas guys would go, "Hey, all right, get some for me," or
Right.
like, "Let me."
Yeah, you
smell
never hear a
later," or
guy
something.
like go, "Tim left me there and went with this chick." You never hear that.
Right,
You're
right, and that is a good example of that. What you want to? Oh, we do. We got 2 minutes.
All right, let's just do this.
We are. Oh.
This one you hung up on earlier.
Oh, we did. Sorry, Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
You're on Loveline.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a question. You were talking about the genital warts earlier,
Right.
and you were saying that you're always infectious.
Potentially.
Is that if you only have the virus?
If you got the wart, you got the virus, right?
That is correct.
I'm no doctor.
No.
But he's right.
No, because I didn't have the virus.
If you have warts, you have the virus.
I got tested for it, and they said that I didn't have the virus for it.
What do you mean?
So
you got
what'd someone do? Like shake their penis out over you, and a wart landed on your crotch?
No.
In the bathroom.
How do you? Yeah.
What do you mean you were tested?
Mine were cervical.
Right. And that's a virus.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean you were tested for the virus? If you
My doctor told me that he tested me for the virus.
A
and
blood
that
test?
I didn't show up positive.
A blood test?
Yeah.
No. If you have the warts, you potentially are contagious with wart virus.
So you always are.
Potentially.
Isn't a wart itself a virus?
Absolutely.
All right, so Drew,
maybe it's the type of wart virus he was checking for or something. But if you have the wart there and the morphologic characteristics on the cervix and whatnot, then you can you should expect that you could be able to transmit it.
So where there's warts,
there's
a virus.
There's virus. Well, not a whole lot of show left, but we're going to make what's left good. We're here tonight with Judy Gold, a fabulous stand-up comedian. We're here with Dr. Drew, a fabulous stand-up doctor. We're here with Adam Carolla, a fabulous sit-down masturbator. And I'm going to read, I'm going to give you some plugs here. Of course, we already talked about the American Comedy Awards.
1-900-370-0100, 1-900-370-0100, 1-900-370-0100.
All right, enough with the mantra. You're also in a new HBO series called Arliss. Fantastic.
Thank you.
You know, I was going to bring up the fact that you were on the Here Come the Munsters.
Yeah, I played... Speaking of comas, I played someone in a coma. I played Herman's sister.
Fantastic.
And I was in a coma.
You're going to be at the Irvine Improv, which I'm guessing is in Irvine.
Tomorrow, through Sunday.
And, you know, here's what we were talking about during the break. In San Jose, Rooster T. Feathers.
Right.
February 14th through the 17th. I had a turning point in my life at Rooster T. Feathers when I was about 5 years ago. Maybe it was 6 or 7 years ago now. I decided I had to be a stand-up. Things weren't working out in L.A. I went for broke, and I moved to Frisco, crashed on a buddy's sofa, knew someone who worked at Rooster T. Feathers. They got me a shot. I'd been doing stand-up here in L.A., but it's just been going horribly, you know, as you can tell by my hosting skills. Got up at Rooster T. Feathers and bombed. Drove home on the Nimitz Bridge. I almost drove off the bridge.
No.
I almost killed myself. I swear to God.
Wow.
Because of one stand-up set?
Because it was the end. I went to Frisco to do stand-up, and I bombed, and now I had to come back to L.A. and work construction for the rest of my life. And
now look at you.
And now look at me. I'm going to get fired tomorrow. But seriously, it was really weird when I saw on this paper here, Rooster T. Feathers.
Yeah.
It just totally,
bombing is not fun.
I'll never forget driving home on that bridge. It was like raining. It was like 1 a.m, and I thought to myself, I can't be a stand-up. My whole dream gone. Now it's gone, and I'm glad. I hate stand-up. But you love it, Judy.
Love it, baby.
You're nominated for all kind of awards. Why shouldn't you love it? All right.
1-900-370-100.
Blur's going to be on tomorrow night.
One.
Yes, they'll be on. I think all of them will be on.
Who is this?
Blur, the fabulous rock group Blur.
Yeah, Blur.
Actually, we can't call them a rock group because if you call a group anything now, they get pissed off. Aren't you guys a punk group? No, we're not punk. You rock? No, we're not rock.
Are you a group?
Are
no.
they all speaking
in
an English accent?
Bad English
No,
like
not
me.
no.
I want to thank Lori. I want to thank the fabulous Sherry. I want to thank Scott Beck and K-Rock. I want to thank the lovely, vivacious, slender, and angular producer Ann. I want to thank the sackless wonder, Mike, the engineer. I want to thank Dr. Drew. I want to thank myself, Adam Carolla. I want to thank Judy Gold. You guys want to say bye?
Bye. Love you. 1-900-370-100. Bye.
So that's it then.
You have been listening to Loveline. The opinions expressed on Loveline by Adam Carolla, Dr. Drew, or anyone are not necessarily ours. Be happy. Be happy. Happy, happy, happy. Loveline's producer is Ann Wilkins. Thank you.